All right, so in the first video I showed you how to set this out and all the proportions of a face, and you know that the eyes are halfway up the head, and then halfway between the side of the head and the center is the first eye, and halfway between the center and the side of the head is the other eye, and halfway between the center and the head and the chin, so exactly halfway, is the bottom of the nose. Halfway between the bottom of the nose and the chin is the mouth. There's a lot of tutorials on this, how to do this. Some people go, this is a quarter, but I just like that optimum measurement of a half. Just remember halfway between everything else, and I think you should be right. This page, I think you should keep in your process diary and just write across the top of it as a little heading, proportions of a face, and let's just keep it there as a little reference point that you can always go back to. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use a mirror, and we're going to draw our self-portrait. And I want you to use the full tonal white range and qualities of your pencil. This here is a 6B pencil, so but you've got 2Bs and 4Bs in your art kit, and you've also got a Progresso pencil, which is like a solid piece of graphite. But your pencil can do this. You can go from all the way from dark all the way through to really, really light. And actually, the darker the pencil, the better, because what it means is it's softer, and it allows you to do these really nice soft tones. With a HB or a 2H or something, you can't really do those soft tones. And what you'll get is this nice, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a nice flat spot on your pencil. And I'll draw a picture of your pencil. Your pencil will end up looking like, it'll end up looking like this. There's your pencil, there's your lead, just there. But what you'll end up is this nice flat spot on your pencil right there for shading. And this spot here is really good for doing sharp little lines. I'll show you what I mean. So I've got that nice flat spot on my pencil, and if I shade really lightly, then I can turn my pencil over and I can do the sharp one, and I can do these sharp little lines like that. So it's really a really versatile little multi-tool, your pencil, if you learn how to use it properly. Maybe do this on a page first. Maybe go over another page in your process diary, and just practice shading with your pencil from dark to light, like that, nice and even. You can blur your eyes while you do it. I take my glasses off, and it makes it a bit easier. You can sort of see the shading better. So let's just head back over to our page that we did. Where we set out the proportions of a face. We know what this is now. So let's jump straight in and do a quick self-portrait. Well, not a quick one, take your time. Set yourself up on in a space, a nice comfy chair with your mirror and your process diary. Let's go. So we're going to remember that we have to do that egg shape, which is about like that, and it's narrow at the bottom and it's wider at the top. And then remember our measurement was a half. And so we go halfway across and we just check it. We don't measure with a ruler. We use our fingers and our end of our pencil. That's the artist measurement. It's not. We're not doing geometry and maths. Well, it's getting close. So nice straight line. And this can happen pretty quick once you get used to it. See how quickly I'm measuring things. And I just remember everything's a half. And I sort of have a bit of a guess. Yep, I'm pretty happy with that. And then, off we go. We sort of get everything in place. I'll do this pretty quick, but you can take your time. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to do a portrait of ourselves, a self-portrait using a mirror. Not from a photo, use a mirror. And I'm actually using a mirror here while I draw myself. You just can't see it, it's off camera. But I'm just sort of getting everything in place. Now, all these lines here, leave them there. Just dead set. Leave them there. There's no need to rub them out. Now I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, because an eye is actually, I might jump on another page and show you how to draw an eye. Okay, so the way we draw an eye, there's a bit of a trick to it. We have our iris and we have our pupil. And don't forget this little bit in the corner, I can't remember what it's called. And there's usually a bit of a gap between the bottom of your iris and the bottom of your eye. And your top eyelid cuts over your bottom of your eye. Now in all eyes we have a little little shiny spots, little reflections, and they kind of help put things in place. I haven't drawn any tone yet, so the first thing I do is I do the pupil, which is actually a hole. It's actually a hole. And then what I do then is I'm going to start darkening up the edges. And your iris is actually a muscle, and it has these little lines that all face like little radii in a circle. And your iris will be darker on the outside. Even if you have dark brown eyes, have a really close look. And then what you can do is shade over those and leave those little shiny spots there. That's my little tip to you. And it's okay to, you know, go back over and put these in a bit more, a bit darker. And then don't forget this little bit here. And remembering that your eye is a circle, it's a ball, right? Your eye is actually, your eye, if you're going to draw a ball, you'd shade it on one side, wouldn't you? Like you'd shade a ball like this. So your eye is actually, your eye's a ball. So treat it like that when you're drawing it, okay? A little bit of shading just here and a little bit of shading just there. If you go too dark, you can always knock it back with your rubber. Now you notice I don't rub like that, I just kind of tap it with my rubber. But it shouldn't be that hard to do. And again, use a darker pencil. Now eyelashes, your bottom eyelashes just poke out like that. Most of us have a second eyelid, like a crease in our eyelid across the top. And then in here where an eye meets the nose, there's like a little shaded area like that. That's kind of the gist of how you draw an eye. So back to, whoops, you weren't meant to see that one. That was the one I did earlier. So let's quickly go. Let's do it. I'm going to draw my eyeball. I'm going to draw my little shiny bits. While I'm on it, I'll do this side as well. Get those right. I always draw the top eyelid first, and then I draw that little thing there. You can look up on, someone look up on Google what that thing's called and stick it in the comments. That'd be really cool. And then off I go, and I just start drawing it all in. Now, I wear glasses, so pretty soon, while I'm doing the eyes, I'm going to have to kick off and put my glasses in pretty soon. I won't do the whole face. You would have seen as I flipped the pages, I got one I did before. The one I did before didn't take too long. Spent about 10 minutes on it, but I mean, I do a lot of these. You probably are going to have to spend a bit longer on it, but here's the steps to drawing an eye. I sort of get to this stage in the eye before I add my glasses. Okay, now to get my glasses in, I need to know where my ears are. So that will do. I need to know where my ears are. So where are your ears? Above your eyes and below your nose. So let's get the ears in. And remembering that I'll show you a little tip with ears. There's a crease there and a crease there, right? And you do that little sort of shading there, like that. And then you do the other little shading just there. And that's an ear. I'll do it on the other side. Hopefully I'm on camera. Yeah, I am. So little bit of shading there. And I'm getting that nice flat spot on my pencil now. So here I go. Now I'm going to get my glasses in because, you know, let's get those in before I do the eyebrows. Now, glasses are, we don't want those, you know, those diagonal lines they draw in cartoons and things. Don't worry about that. I mean, you can if you want, but I'm sort of more interested in getting the rims of my glasses in. And you know, the challenge is how to. I don't think you need to make them. You don't do that diagonal line thing that we do to make them look like glass, because actually glass doesn't have those diagonal lines. That's just our idea of symbolically saying this is glass if we put those diagonal lines across. Okay, nose. Here's this sort of line here, and we do remember that curved line. One way to think about the nose, I'll just do it in the corner here. You know how we draw birds like this? Yeah. Well, just take the sharp bits out of them and just do that shape, and then put that round either side. There's your nose, right? So what you've got to remember about a nose is that there is no line here. It's a shadow. So let's put that shadow in, and it tends to come down to about there. You'll notice all my shading goes in the one direction. Don't forget your eyebrows. If you're a glasses wearer, you've got to put your eyebrows in there. And don't forget all the shadows in around your eyes. And off we go. Now let me show you the mouth. Something about the mouth you need to remember is the top lip generally is darker than the bottom lip. So leave it that way. Now I'm going to drop my chin down now because I just need to, and that's okay. And there'll be a bit of a shadow on the bottom of my chin, and then there's my neck. And it's all sort of coming together. Now remember the hair, oh look at me, I'm bald. Remember the hair adds body to your head. So I'm going to put my hair, there's the top of my head that I drew, and there's my hair. And I kind of tend to treat hair as one solid object, like that. And it tends to come out level with your ears as well. Even if you're a girl with your hair tied back, your hair tends to come right out. Or if you wear a scarf on your head, it still comes out around your ears. Okay, there we go. So there's my hair. You notice I'm pretty kind of rough. Not too rough, but I'm sort of sketching and keeping it looking sketchy because after all, it is a sketch. Now just quickly, I'd like to see your collar and your shirt in there. So, you know, I put that sort of thing in there, and I put those sort of shadows and stuff in there. Put your collar coming around the back. Oops, there's my old demonstration how to draw a nose. All right, so that's the sort of general idea of how to shade. Take your time, shade a bit more carefully than what I've done. I've gone a bit scribbly because I'm in a hurry. Here's one I did earlier, and you know, it's not bad. It's not exactly me, but it's close, and that's fine by me. All right, good luck with it.